To impress others, tell them about your successes and how you achieve them. To impact others, tell them about your mistakes and how you fix them.
There's so much knowledge out there, so much information, so many ways to get better, and we make so many mistakes. We're the product of our mistakes, and oftentimes the lesson is sitting there right in front of our face. It's there to be learned, but we miss it, or we don't pay attention to it, or we think we know better until it punches us in the face.
Life isn't perfect. We all know that. But yet, it's like we expect so much perfection from ourselves, and we beat ourselves up instead of patting ourselves on the back. And a lot of times we label a season as our life. We label a chapter as our life, or chapters that we're going through as our life. We allow the pain to become an identity. We allow the mistakes to become who we are. And I just want to tell you, like, you're not your mistakes. You're not your past. And I get it. Like, a lot of people will try to put that label on you as you try to change your life. You know, people will keep you as who you were when you were beneficial to their life. They don't want you to grow, because when you grow, that means that you change. And sometimes when you change, that means that you're no longer around those certain type of people. And so don't let people chain you to your past. Don't make you feel less because your life isn't perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. That's not an excuse to just live life whatever type of way. But I see so many people, you know, in their story because of chapters, and I don't want that to be you. You deserve so much more. There's more to your life. There's more to be written. And never forget that fact.
Stop fearing mistakes. Hubbard was right when he said the greatest mistake one can make in life is to be continually fearing that you will make one. There are messages that give us feedback about life. There are interruptions that should cause us to reflect and think. They direct us, if we allow them, to the right path. All mistakes are tests that are designed to make us mature. They are keys that we try when unlocking the next door of opportunity. They are explorers that allow us to journey where we have never been before. They are statements about our development and our progress.
You get one shot at this gig right here. Life. One life. That's all you've got. And regret, in and of itself, it's worthless. It does nothing for you. In fact, the only valuable thing in regret is the lesson you learned, the knowledge that you gained. But walking around filled with regret gets you nothing.
This is what I'm going through. It's not what I'm stuck in. That's so true. Because sometimes we go through these moments and we feel like this is it. You know, we feel like this is the end. And I want to be clear with you. Some things have to end so better things can begin. Sometimes you have to end certain relationships, end certain friendships, end certain addictions in your life to grow into something better. And the more you hold on to what you shouldn't be holding on to, the less you'll grow into who you need to become.
Do you want progress or perfection the most? Do you want to go through life making no mistakes, or do you want to go through life making progress? Focus on progress, not mistakes. If you're going to focus on something, focus on the progression that you're making, not the mistakes that you're making. Teddy Roosevelt said, "He who makes no mistakes makes no progress."
And the most important thing to learn is that we have so much to learn. We all do. And we can learn from school and from people and from experience, and we learn from life. But you have to process the information. You have to absorb it. You have to accept it. You have to open your mind. You gotta free your mind so that you can learn and make real progress.
The moment you see mistakes in the right perspective, do you see what good friends they become of you? Doesn't this make sense? Embrace them. Embrace them instead of fear them.
So many things go wrong when you're starting a company, and often I think people ask, what mistakes should you avoid making? And My answer to that question is don't even bother trying to avoid mistakes, because you're going to make tons of mistakes, right? And the important thing is actually learning quickly from whatever mistakes you make and not giving up.
The size of the person, not the size of his mistakes, determines success or failure. I've known people make some pretty big mistakes and turn around and do good. I learned a long time ago, it's not the size of the mistake, it's the size of the person. A big man is not one who makes no mistakes. He's just one who's bigger than any mistakes that he makes. We must be big enough to admit our mistakes, smart enough to profit from them, and strong enough to correct them.
When you can watch someone who is ahead of you in the game, and you can observe their mistakes, and you can see their decision making, and you can see what works and what doesn't work, that's one of the most valuable opportunities to learn possible. Because when you can learn from somebody else's failure, it allows you to avoid that failure, which costs you time and energy and money. When you look at who you're going to learn from, and you look at what information you're going to value, you should absolutely pay the most attention to the people who are crushing it in the area that you want to crush it as well. But you should also pay attention to the people who have failed, because the people who have failed can teach you not only not how to fail, but they can save you time and money by teaching you this.
So, learn and move on. Don't let regret beat you down. Don't be a slave to regret. No. Let it teach you. Let it make you better. Let the fear of regret fuel you to take action today, now, to take action now to become a better person, not filled with regret, but filled with knowledge. Filled with knowledge and strength and power, and filled with life.